at it again, baby. Episode 2. What it do, baby? How you feeling? How you feeling over there, Swift man?
I'm feeling good, man. The drought is over.
That drought is finally over. We finally had some football. Thank the football gods. They weren't so kind though to the Los Angeles Rams. They got absolutely massacred at their home stadium.
Yeah, I'm really sad about the one known as AR-15, who is no longer playing at the caliber he used to, but as a BB gun with one catch.
Changed his jersey number to 1 to resemble the amount of catches he was going to have. Incredible. And he only got 2 targets too. It's not that much better. Um, what about some of the takeaways from just in general? Some general takeaways.
Cup doing Cup things. I'm not surprised. Gabe Davis. I have high hopes for him this season. I think a lot of analysts are high on him, but not high enough because ECR has this man late 20s, early 30s. I don't know for sure which, but the disrespect. This man, I think he's gonna be able to produce um 16 fantasy points consistently.
I fully agree, man. I'm not that far behind you. I think where they have him is basically his floor. Clearly we saw what Diggs, talk about Cup doing Cup things. Diggs was doing Diggs things. You know what I'm saying? I was pretty impressed with Diggs, and honestly, I became a little bit impressed away with the fact that how much Josh Allen was targeting his running backs. But surprisingly, I mean, for you guys, not for me, no James Cook.
Well, James Cook did have a carry, and what did he do with his first NFL carry? He dropped the ball.
He gave it back. He said, "I don't want this shit." He said, "I don't want this shit." How are you feeling over there, man? Talk about running backs real quick.
Oh, I
They're
want to talk about Cam Akers, who I did not draft in any league, and I was off on. To be honest, I think I was more off on Cam Akers than I was the Buccaneers, and that says a lot.
I agree, man.
Now, I wasn't expecting 0 yards, but I'm not surprised.
The man went out there and decided to put up a donut on Thursday night. That stings. People already trying to sell him, talking about I'll take some fab for him. I'm like, dude, I'd rather keep my fab at this point, bro. I'm so sorry to tell you.
Yeah, and then we got Daryl Henderson. If Cam isn't doing it, someone's got to do it. And he not only had those 13 carries, but 5 targets and 5 catches.
Henderson definitely, I'm not gonna say he looked great, but shit, he looked better than Akers. Um, like that wasn't too hard. I also liked actually while watching the game how many targets Higby was getting. Didn't
I,
really
di-
do
I,
much with
I
him.
didn't notice that he had 11. That's actually insane. Double digits.
Yeah, man. It was the Cup Higby and that's they had that other guy on the other team, man. Score I don't know how to say his name. I'm gonna butcher it. I'm sorry, Ben. But he was doing his little thing too. Baby Cup, as I like to say. Well, so how about we go out here? We got some nice little news and notes around the league, man. Some things I had to jot them down. Get your opinion on a couple of these things, man. The first of all was Doug Peterson coming out and saying that James Robinson is getting a regular workload for Week 1. How do you feel about that?
Not buying it.
Ooh,
I
I
just
mean that
think,
meant
I just think
yeah.
coming from an Achilles tear and you have Travis Etienne, there's no need to push him out. There's no need. No need.
Hey, I fully agree. I don't really believe it, but shit, if that's true, bro, ATN stock down 100%, 1,000,000%.
Yep.
Uh, Something else came across the news waves there as I saw. Apparently, George Kittle has a groin injury, and it is quote unquote not good. Are you surprised?
I am not. That's another man I was off on. I don't draft people with injury history. So,
Hey, I mean, I fully agree. I'm same page again here.
and,
The takes aren't very saucy right now, but
and
how could
I do
yeah
I
go
do
ahead.
want to I do want to say something here.
Absolutely.
You know,
Oh,
if
I know where it's going.
if there was any team I could swap with when we were talking about that, I don't know when, but there was a team that I was thinking about, and that team was Solid's team until he made this pick.
I clowned him for it too, in person too. I told him you fucked up right there, bud.
If he would have took a receiver there, like Pittman, Sutton, Higgins, man, his team would be looking really good, really good. But right
He
there,
could have had the stack, bro. He could have had the stack.
yep. So yeah,
Definitely agree with that. And then the last little tidbit of information, I gotta move up for this one because this one right here just hits a little close. I don't know. I wasn't expecting all this injury to come in here, but Rondale Moore injured his hamstring Thursday, and Ertz didn't practice today. He practiced yesterday, and it was his first practice since August 4th. So, how are you feeling about that entire Arizona offense? It's about to be the Hollywood show, man.
yeah. Kyler's gonna have to pull another 2020 and put the team on his back. I see him averaging at least 45, 50 yards a game on the ground, and we'll see who else can step up besides Marquise.
I mean, I was thinking that, like shit, they drafted Andy Isabella a couple years ago in the second round. They took him early. He hasn't really been much. They have 37-year-old AJ Green out there in crutches, basically. So it's not really looking good. They have Trey McBride. I mean, if you want a deep sleeper and Hurts doesn't play this week and you're playing in a deep fantasy league, bro, take a shot at him because there's not really much to throw to there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's slim pickings outside of Hollywood.
Yeah, I
You
guess we'll
know,
see. I guess we'll see.
100%. So, how about we go into a nice little preview here, man? A nice little preview of some sit starts, maybe some decisions that we're both going through here. Actually, you want to go ahead and you can go ahead and kick us off here if you want. Go ahead.
I'll actually give it to you because I have your team up here.
Oh, all right, perfect. So I actually in this league here, I believe I have Dylan and Pierce. I have both of them. Dylan plays Minnesota and Pierce plays the Colts. Man, I've been drinking that Pierce juice. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That shit is infectious. Um, I just really like the guy. Liked him in Florida. Like them now. Like him now. Shit, like you know. At any point, hey, Dameon Pierce, you want to propose, bro? I'm here for you, bro. 100%.
You know, I see where you're coming from, but to me, it's Dylan, and it's not close.
Okay. I was expecting maybe a little more hesitancy there. So then, how do you feel about between? Because this is in another league. I have Dylan and Kareem. So how do you feel about those two? I think Hunt plays I want to say they play the Panthers
Yeah,
week 1.
yeah, they play the Panthers. I'm still riding with Dylan just because I think that game is going to be high scoring, and Rodgers is going to have to lean on Dylan and Jones, and they're going to both eat. So compared to Hunt and Chubb, they're actually in a very similar situation with Jones and Dylan. So, but I just think that Dylan is a volume play, and that's what beats him with Hunt. Now Pierce,
I want to talk about volume play. Who's going to take volume away from him?
exactly, exactly. That's the thing. But the thing I'm worried about with Pierce is Indy's defense
They're very
and
good.
and game script. If Indy goes up quick, they're going to be throwing the ball. So,
Might see
and
some Rex Burkhead on the field.
yeah, so that's why I lean Dylan.
I mean, honestly, I'd probably say I'm very torn actually. As you can tell, I have Pierce there. I'm just gonna let it marinate for a couple of days, see how I feel on Sunday. But it's um I actually picked, or I believe that the Texans can win this game. So
I did
that
I
that's
did see that.
factors
I did
that
see
factors
that.
into my game script. Definitely. Maybe I'm drinking a little bit of the. I don't know, man. Maybe I like Houston this year. I think they're a little bit better than people give them credit for. Obviously, they're not going to do shit, but they're not gonna just get dogged every game like they were last year.
I
They beat
mean,
Indy last year.
I think you picked Houston mainly for the plus 300 and not for the actual matchup, which is
Um,
understandable because if you hit that,
hey,
that's y-
I agree, 100%. I did pick it a little bit for the plus 300, but I mean, I wouldn't just take it and feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't just pick it because it's plus 300. I picked it because it is plus 300, but I also think they can win.
That's fair. That's fair. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
You know, I wasn't
Um,
out there taking the Jets against the Ravens. I mean, even though I'm a Ravens fan, but like that was like plus 340 or something. No, no.
yeah, I don't think I would allow you to do that as your friend.
It means a lot, man. Honestly, it does. Go ahead and talk us through maybe a decision or two. You're over here teeter tottering on.
Yeah, so if we look at the week 1 rankings, we find on the flex.
Hmm.
See Mooney is here 42 overall, wide receiver 25. And then at 57 overall, we got Chase Edmonds and RB 22. It's
Okay.
they're not that far apart, but I'm I don't want to play Mooney against San Francisco in week 1. I kind of want to see. I would rather see what he can do. I know Chase Edmonds is in another like similar situation where we want to see what he's gonna do and how much work he's gonna get. But I feel better about Chase than I do Mooney.
I'm actually on the opposite side here. I do like Edmonds personally. I do think that backfield is definitely his, but I think you're gonna see some Mostert, maybe might vulture some goal line work and stuff. But I definitely I see no target competition for Mooney. So depending on the rest of your lineup, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm feeling safe, I probably go Edmonds. But if I feel like I need a big week, I'm probably leaning Mooney.
That's fair. That's fair. I guess I'll just keep that in mind. And Robinson getting me 2.2 does not help. So maybe I do play the volume play with Mooney instead of playing it safe with Edmonds.
Yeah, that's probably the way I would go personally. I also would take into consideration if they have Tua, because if they do, then I would probably lean away from Chase Edmonds.
That's fair.
Um, I actually have just one more. I'm trying to get your opinion on just one more sit start here. I know this might be easy for you, but I'm saying this because I truly do like both of these players this week. It's Rashod Bateman against the Jets. Against over there, I'm pretty sure they're going to match him up against Sauce Gardner. And over here at Saucy Takes, your name's Sauce. You're automatically in the Hall of Fame for us. You know what I'm saying? But definitely love Rashad Bateman. But I think he's going to get matched up against Sauce Gardner, so it's going to be a tough matchup. And then the guy I'm considering starting over him, it would be uh, the new Jaguars receiver Christian Kirk, who got the bag there. He's playing Washington. They have him so low, 61. My goodness. Just
Yeah.
my God,
And then they got Bateman at 40.
40. I just think they're both volume plays. Who do you think? Who would you start and why?
I still think it's Bateman. Not because of the rank difference, but because of the player profile. I think Bateman is going to have a great year this year, and it's going to start week 1.
Hey, I hope you're right, bro. Because honestly, I think if Bateman gets on his if he becomes what I think he could become, I already thought last year he was better than Hollywood in terms of talent. I can fully expect a deep playoff run from Baltimore as long as him and Andrews are just clicking on offense. It's going to be a tough tandem to stop.
I agree. I agree. And hopefully, I mean, Kirk, he's another volume play. I don't see like Lawrence not going to him at least like 8 targets a game, I would say. But, that's a new player on a new team. So I'd rather go with familiarity with Bateman.
Yeah, definitely. I know they just threw him the bag too, Christian Kirk, but I'm actually interested because I've been reading recently they Zay Jones is probably going to get a bigger role than expected, and I don't know to believe that, and I don't know how much that would affect my Christian Kirk. I'm probably leaning Bateman just a little bit, but the thing is, I'm also starting Andrews in that league, so this is why this is a tougher decision. I love the Ravens, but if we're playing the Jets, bro. Like I don't think we're going to be throwing the ball too much. I think it's going to be a lot of Kenyon Drake and Mike Davis. So if you have those guys, those would be some nice levers for you guys. 100% right now.
Okay.
And how about let's go over here to it's the name of the show, man. We got to do some saucy takes. This is saucy take section. Basically some kind of like bold predictions, things that might be hot to some, but cold to us. You know what I'm saying? Because we're on this shit right here. Um, Start us off with yours, man. I think you could do us the favor.
It's gonna come to no surprise to many people that know me, but I don't prey on people's downfall. I'm not preying on injuries or anything like that. But I do like to see people get humbled, and I think family is more important than the game. And
Yeah,
I'm going at someone that chose the game over family, and that's Tom Brady. And my saucy take is that he will not be able to finish the season for whatever reason.
you heard it here live, guys. His shoulders falling off week 16. He can't throw no more passes. Him and I mean, just hey, man. I don't know, bro. I'm off this take. I don't. I think he's gonna be fine. Again, fine for Tom Brady is probably not fine for. I think he's gonna be bad for Tom Brady maybe, but that's gonna be serviceable for everybody else. Shit. That's definitely a saucy take. I think I gotta get a little bit. Let me sit up for this one a little bit because I've been a big proponent of this one, and it's that Alvin Kamara will finish as the true RB1. I personally think I am just infatuated with this Saints offense. I think first of all, I think Jameis is good enough. I think he's getting slept. Oh, they actually have him a lot higher than Sleeper has him as the ninth running back being taken. So it's a little saucier on the sleeper, but I guess these experts are a little bit more in line with me, but still not high enough. Bro, I just personally, bro, like Jameis, I think he's gonna cook. They have more weapons. We have Michael Thomas coming back. I know he hasn't played football in 3 years. Camp says he's still the best receiver on the team. Camp also says Olave is right there with him. So I think that's two good receivers. They also add Jarvis. Gives a nice little, like just a steady receiver, nothing special, but you know what you're gonna get. Very good. And now you add Kamara to that, bro. Like I do think that the Saints offense is gonna be one to be scared of this season as long as Jameis doesn't put the ball in harm's way. But last year he only threw 3 picks in 7 games and 14 TDs with no wide receivers. So that's my Kamara take, man. What do you think about Kamara?
I'm with you. I think Kamara is one of the like most talented running backs, and he's also like he has crazy balance. He does not like he breaks so many tackles that it really shows how much he works like with his workouts. Like I'm sure you've seen them.
Yeah, he's got some insane workouts. That man he's definitely a workout warrior.
Yeah, so I could 100% see it. Taylor could regress. Um, I mean, right here it's just Cook, Eckler, and Taylor. But obviously in the sleeper ADP, he's way
Yeah,
high. He's way lower, and which is disrespectful. But he did go in the second round in almost every draft, which is actually crazy value. So if you actually ended up with him, you should be very happy to have that.
you should be thrilled because that means you probably doubled up at RB or you took one of the like stud receivers early in the draft, like in the first round or somewhere late first, mid first, and then you were able to double back and get Kamara. Like that's just like serve me up some Kamara, please. I don't have him in enough leagues, man. Unfortunately, I wish I did.
I don't have him in any, so just
that
the way the board fell.
I fully, bro. What I mean, there's some players that I'm not proud that I got, and then there's some that I'm like, you know what, I was targeting this guy. So tell me, you got any more takes, or was that's it for your saucy takes?
Nah, I have a week one saucy take,
Okay,
and this might contradict what we talked about earlier with your start sit, but it doesn't, and I'll explain why. So I have Kirk finishing top 20 in week one, and I know we were talking about Bateman, but I think Bateman's gonna finish top 15.
okay,
So
preach.
so it doesn't take away from what we talked about. But if you look at the weekly rankings for wide receiver, Kirk is sitting at 35.
My the disrespect.
So I think he can finish top 20, and that's my saucy take.
I mean, I'm here for it, bro. Like we just talked about, I like Christian Kirk. I like his target volume, so Sign me up. I mean, 20 is a little rich, but man, it wouldn't be saucy if it's not top 20. So I'm definitely here for it.
Give me your
Stick.
week one saucy
Yeah.
take.
Okay, I got you. So sticking with the theme of receivers, mine is actually a two-player saucy take. So one of them involves obviously the guy over there you see at one, hashtag JJettas. Everybody knows who he is. If you don't know, get out from under the rock. Maybe you just woke up from a coma. I hope you're fine. But welcome to 2022, and Justin Jefferson is him. He's him, 100% him. And it involves his teammate actually. So I think him and Adam Thielen will finish top 12 this week for the receiver position. They play Green Bay. Thielen just has this knock for just dogging Green Bay. I'm gonna be honest. Back to his days when they used to still talk about how he made it, like he worked out for the team in like a city open tryout. He made the team, yada yada. Back then they still talk about it now, but they have him listed at receiver 32 here, as you can see. But I don't think it does him justice, man. I think he's gonna. I think Jefferson's gonna go for like 140 something, 130, maybe a tud, and then I think Thielen's gonna get two tuds. So I think they'll both finish top 12.
Okay. I mean, I'm looking forward to that game in general. I really want to see what Jones and Dylan are going to do on the ground, and just Aaron Rodgers without
I
without
want
Devontae.
definitely want to see who steps up in the receiver room for Green Bay that game. Who do you, if you were a betting man, which you are, we'll get to that. But who would you bet leads them in receiving yards? Week one, Green Bay.
It's not going to be a saucy take because I am going with consensus, and that's Alan Lazard.
Okay, okay. I mean, if I was a betting man, I'd probably put my money on Lazard, but I don't think nobody's gonna have more than 60 yards. I think it's gonna be like Aaron Rodgers throwing to Alan Lazard 10 yards, then Dylan, and then Jones, and then maybe a little bit of Dubs. Whoever plays tight end, I don't know if Tanya's gonna be there, but I mean, I'm with you there. Talk about games you're excited for. What game are you most excited for to see in this week?
It's Arizona and Kansas City with an over under of 53.5. It's the highest over under of the week. I think
With them fireworks.
I think Kyler and Mahomes are going to put on a show. Um, I hate Cliff Kingsbury because I think he's soft, but I think Kyler is just going to do whatever he wants this season. I think he's going to stop listening to coach and make some audibles.
What's crazy? You remember the contract clause that they put on basically has to study a certain amount of times because Call of Duty is his life.
Yeah.
Um, I was listening to a podcast today. Shout out to oh man, Film Study Ravens. He brought up on a guy talking about quarterbacks who play in empty, and Kyler was the best quarterback in empty out of empty. Him and Mahomes. So it's gonna be interesting. Basically, we were just talking about how like he's incredibly efficient out of empty, and maybe it has some of that when he's an empty, he kind of does whatever he wants. He doesn't have to go by the playbook. Like he could just be Kyler Murray, and I think Kyler Murray is gonna be very scary, especially against Patty. Definitely looking forward to that game. I'm actually very much looking forward to seeing how Kansas City plays offense without Tyreek in general. Who do you think is gonna be the guy
Chase
besides
Edmonds.
Travis? Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds always the guy, man. There's no wrong answer with Chase. I think. I mean, shit. I mean, if Chase Edmonds was there, hey.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Dolphins game.
Oh no, I'm
Uh,
talking about that Kansas City game real quick, man.
oh, okay.
Spoilers.
I thought we were transitioning. My bad.
No, you're good.
But
So yeah, go
yeah,
ahead, go ahead.
so Marquise Brown, I'm looking for him to actually catch balls this this season and this game because if he doesn't catch them, who will?
Hey, Kyler Murray's throwing them bitches to himself. You hear me?
You know, it's funny you say that. Do you remember the Mariota pass to himself?
I actually do not. I'm gonna have to go
Ah,
ahead and search that up after this one. Get
yeah,
back to the get
yeah.
back to
It
the
was it
saucy
was
people.
it was off a deflection, and he got receiving yards and an actual catch from it. It was pretty
Did he
crazy.
score? I feel
It,
like that happened recently. Somebody did that and they scored.
I think it might have been Tannehill. It was some.
Oh,
I could be mistaken, but Tannehill or Mariota did that.
it's a Tennessee thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So my game of the week is Patriots against the Dolphins, and that the reason I'm most excited for that game specifically is I feel like there's a lot of questions and a lot of criticism around these two teams. So apparently, the Patriots offense got an overhaul with their OCs, their offensive coordinators, and basically they've been looking like straight poo poo. Um, in during training camp and stuff, and a lot of obviously skeptics on Tua, but I actually believe in Tua. I want to see how Waddle and Waddle, Tyreek, how they coincide. Are they both going to be relevant for fantasy? Is it only going to be a one trick show? How's Chase Edmonds going to fit? Is Gasicki going to be playing? Shit, like nobody even knows. Honestly, I have a lot of questions for the Dolphins, and I mean, same thing. I can echo with the Patriots, man. Like, is it going to be Harris? Is it going to be Stevenson? Is it going to be 50-50? Who's getting the passing down work? Who's stepping up at receivers? Devontae Parker, really him? Is Hunter Henry going to be the same guy? Is he going to be viable? Is it going to be Johnu? Is it going to be Jacoby? Like, just so many questions with the receiving groups for both of them. One, like you just don't really like anybody, so maybe somebody steps up because there's a job for the taking. And on the other one, you have Tyreek, which is probably one of the best five receivers, and Jalen Waddle, who I think broke the record for receptions last year as a rookie. Like, I'm just excited for very different reasons.
For sure. I'm looking forward to seeing what Jacoby Myers can do this season if he can actually score touchdowns compared to the struggle of 2021 that was. And because his ADP is extremely low. And I think, I mean, I understand it, but he is due for some tutties.
He's due for something, man. He gotta touch that end zone at least. He gotta take a sniff of it at least because that poor man. Um, how about talking about bets, man. You got me excited, man. Let's put the people on to the for the prize picks, man. I think we're gonna try to do this maybe once a week per show. We're just gonna do like a prize pick section. Um, I don't know if it's always gonna be what it is today. And like today, I think we have a five pick going, but
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
we're gonna have some picks in there.
Yeah, yeah. Normally we'll probably have like just a couple bucks on the line, but thankfully, you know, I was able to get a promotion. They said if I deposited $25, I'd get a free $500 bet. So we're making that right now on the podcast. And me and Lewis, we did a little draft before the show to see who would pick first, and that was me. This pick does not count, the one I'm about to do, because
No, that's your
this
first pick.
this is
It's your first pick. Gotta be, man. Tom Brady, baby. His arm's gonna fall off before he
it's
even takes a
it's
snap.
so ironic, I was just talking about Tom Brady, but I'm kind of forced to pick him. All he has to do is throw one pass that gets at least 1 yard. You know,
The most two-faced man on the planet right now who's talking bad about Tom Brady, but I guarantee you this is the safest pick he has
it
on this
is.
on this entire parlay.
It is. I'm gonna let you go ahead and make your pick.
Yeah, absolutely. Sticking with the theme of players that we were talking about, but this time it was a guy we are talking about for the good. Give me some Rashod Bateman, man. I think it was at 47.5 when we last checked for receiving yards.
Yep.
Just I think he's gonna have at least like 60, 65. I love me some Rashad, so I think Sauce Gardner can try, but I don't think the Ravens are just gonna let him sit at X the whole time and just let him get man pressed. And even
Yeah.
if he does, I think he'll still beat him.
I know it's very, very unlikely, but like, how do you feel if I did this?
Oh my God, we have gifted him the money. Prize Picks, keep your $500. We don't want that shit.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and select my boy,
It's okay.
who I have to scroll all the way to the bottom for, Javonte Williams, getting 56 yards.
I mean, play Seattle. Need we say more? Like this should be a freaking blowout.
Yeah,
Um, 50. I think that's what he averaged last year was somewhere around 57, 58 yards.
yeah,
And you mean to tell me we get the same average, but this time he has a quarterback who Like the defense isn't just gonna wait like by the line of scrimmage in the box for. Like, bro, give me Javonte all day. I love this pick that you made right here.
This is his floor, and it's disrespectful.
I think barring injury, he should be in for 80 plus yards.
Yep. Why don't you
Let me
give
go
me
ahead and
the fourth pick?
yes. So my pick here is actually going to be rushing yards as well. Um, Sticking with the theme of players we talked about, give me Kyler Murray. I think it was 33.5. There he is. I just think he's got to play hero ball, man. No, Rondale's hurt, like we talked about. Zach Ertz hasn't practiced or practiced once over the last month and a week. No D Hop, like who but not himself. You get what I'm saying? Like 34 yards. I think that's kind of around his average as well last year. And they're playing Kansas City. You got to keep up, bro. Got to keep up. Patty is not gonna let you just. Patty's not gonna let you chill. That's not in him. Look, they're right next to each other. Look at that smile. It's devious, man. He's like, man, we're gonna make this man work for his fantasy points.
Yeah, I love Kyler, so I'm really content with that pick. And
Go ahead, finish it off, man. Wrap the bow up
our
on this.
final pick is probably the pick that I am most confident in, and that is including this prop right here.
The Tom Brady.
And that is in past touchdowns, Kirk Cousins over 1.5.
Hey,
$500. It's in.
listen, baby.